Okay, so sun's out, brains are in,
Mhm.
because we're heading to Barbados for this deep dive.
Sounds nice.
Right. But hold on, we're not just, you know, flipping through a travel magazine here.
No!
Nope. We're going deep with this website. It's called Rogues in Paradise.
Rogues in Paradise. Okay, I like it already. What's the angle?
Well, they're all about the true story of Barbados. Like, they're not afraid to, dig into the messy stuff.
The real Barbados.
Yeah, the history, all of it. And it gets pretty heavy, especially when they talk about, like, the colonial period and the legacy of slavery.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, there's even a whole section that's like a provocative look at slavery, from both sides.
That sounds intense.
Definitely not sugarcoating anything.
No, I can imagine. But you have to understand that side of things, right, to really get the whole picture.
Exactly. And I think that's where this whole idea of Afro-British heritage comes in, right?
Oh, absolutely. You can't talk about Barbados without understanding that mix, that blend of African and British cultures and how it all came together, over centuries. It's fascinating, really.
It's like a whole cultural tapestry woven from some pretty dark threads, too.
Yeah, that's true. But it's made something unique, something strong.
Definitely. Okay, so before we get too far, I have to ask about the rum.
Rum.
Yeah. Rogues in Paradise has this whole thing about, the history of rum in Barbados.
Right, of course. Can't forget the rum.
Exactly. They even call it, like, liquid gold and a bitter legacy. I mean, everyone knows rum and the Caribbean go together, but what's so special about Barbados?
Right, think about it. Barbados was basically the OG rum maker. They perfected it before anyone else. It's a huge part of their heritage.
Wow, so they're like the rum pioneers.
Pretty much. But, and the website does a good job of pointing this out, you can't talk about rum without talking about sugar. And the sugar industry, well, that's where things get complicated again. It's all tied up with that whole history of slavery.
Yeah, it's like this drink, this thing we enjoy. It has this whole dark side to it.
Right, it's kind of a bittersweet thing. Literally.
It is. But that kind of seems to be the theme, right? This mix of sweet and bitter, joy and struggle. That's Barbados, isn't it?
Yeah, I think you're right. It's all part of what makes it so fascinating. And speaking of fascinating, the website spends some time talking about the people, the characters who really shaped Barbados.
Oh, that's cool. Like you.
Well, they call them witty, irreverent, and colorful.
I love that. It makes you think about the people who lived through all of that, all that history, and came out, still strong, still vibrant.
Absolutely. You can really sense that spirit, that resilience in Barbados.
I bet. So where does that lead us in modern-day Barbados? There's this section called A Nation That Stands Apart.
Right. It's amazing when you think about it. This tiny island, once a colonial outpost, and now it's an independent republic.
Wow.
Yeah. And the people running it, they're the descendants of those who were once enslaved. That's a powerful statement, don't you think?
That's incredible.
And Rogues in Paradise really dives into what that means for people today, for Afro-Caribbeans and even like expats from those colonial times.
It must be such a complex mix of everything, cultures, histories, perspectives.
Exactly. And I think what really struck me about this website is that they don't shy away from that. They show you all of it, the good, the bad, the struggles, the beauty.
It's like they're saying this is Barbados, the whole story.
Right. Because you can't really understand a place without understanding its past, both the triumphs and the scars.
No, you can't. And I think that's a good place to leave it. Barbados, man, what a story. So much to think about, right? Like, knowing all this, how is that past still shaping Barbados today? And what about tomorrow? And with this crazy mix of cultures, where does Barbados fit in on the world stage? I don't know, a lot to ponder. But honestly, if you're even a little bit curious, just check out Rogues in Paradise. It's worth the deep dive, trust me.
It sounds like it.
It is. All right, well, that's it for today. Got you next time.
See you then.
And be sure to register for the book launch at sample.roguesinparadise.com.